Hey Peaches, welcome back to my kitchen. Today we are discussing the Hierophant. We're going to talk about him upright and we're going to talk about him in reverse. And while I discuss the Hierophant, I'm going to be making Nestle Toll House chocolate chip cookies according to the package, and it will make sense as I discuss what the Hierophant means later. So, when I'm finished with this video series explaining all of the cards, I will return to doing your YouTube readings. And if you would like a private reading, my Etsy page is available 24/7. It takes about 2 to 3 days to get your email reading, and you get to choose whatever decks you want and kind of design how you want it to be and how much you want it to be. So anyways, I have already combined my wet ingredients because they required the mixer, and that is just super loud, and my talent is not in sound engineering, so that's already done. So I'm going to start mixing my dry ingredients. So the Hierophant represents, and I'm not going to go through all the ingredients and all the steps very much because it is on the back of the bag, and like I said, it will make sense as I go. So the Hierophant represents structure, tradition, hierarchy, indoctrination, socialization, everything that you're taught. It can represent higher learning, institutions. I tend to think of these things as having buildings and campuses. Organized religion falls under this category. Ritual and formulaic experience. So then there is a rigidity and also a safety. It's kind of like the way they say children need boundaries to feel safe, and that there is some order in this world. It's like that the brain can make some reasonable assumptions, and that we're not actually living in a Dolly painting. You know, that the bench won't suddenly turn into a donkey and walk away. So, when it appears in a reading, so I guess I'll kind of say now, that's why I'm following the instructions. Instead of getting creative and getting crazy and making up a recipe, I am making the universally recognizable chocolate chip cookie according exactly to the package and following their step-by-step guidance. And I'm not replacing anything and I'm not substituting anything. I'm going by the book. So anyway, when it comes up in a reading, it represents a time to play by the rules. Like the answer to your question lies in a book that's already been written, something that's already been researched. There's like research and resources in existence for you to draw from. It's a time to follow a formula. This can come during times of overwhelm to provide a step-by-step approach towards a goal with predictable outcomes. And as it would have it, I had to do that as I was preparing my ingredients here. My brown sugar was a stone, like a rock, because apparently you're supposed to store it a certain way so that doesn't happen. So I had to consult the Food Network website and follow their step-by-step guidance on exactly how to get that broken up so I could use it. And there's probably a good way to make this table stable too. That's a job for my boyfriend. So anyway, I had to do that to get this going and get that broken up. It wasn't a time to get creative with solutions. There's a way to do it, and I looked it up and it worked beautifully, and I got my brown sugar back. So it may be calling you to seek help of an expert or an elder, a guru, an accountant, a lawyer, someone that knows, someone's been through the process. So when it comes up in reverse, it can represent things like oppression, slavery, abuse of power, the way structures and institutions or concepts like capitalism can become oppressive, or the way patriarchy can become oppressive. Also, when it's in reverse, it could be talking about the overthrow of a system, about forcing you outside the box and to think outside of the box and to think for yourself. It can be a time to question authority. Ask if there are other ways to accomplish something. Explore new, unfamiliar ideas. Leave the shire, as it were. So this can represent teaching yourself how to do something, doing your own research, and by doing your own research, I don't mean watching someone else's YouTube video, despite what many people think research is. Real research, getting your hands dirty, finding out for yourself, learning through experience, the school, as it were, of hard knocks, like they say. It is a ripping off of the corset in the spiritual sense. Alright, so, upright or reversed, either way, examine your relationship to commitment. The Hierophant is a card of commitment. So what structure is it? What structure are you being baked into? The Hierophant provides a ranking system, a scaffold. These are a little bit, hope these, I'm used to cookie dough being a lot firmer. Okay. Anyway, a ranking system, a scaffold, and a uniform. These are things that sometimes have a uniform and have a look. I think the Hierophant in reverse could also be like counterculture, but at the same time it's counterculture, but there is still a uniform. Like there is a punk uniform and a goth uniform, and it might be counterculture, but you still there is still a conformity in there. So anyway, tangent. So the Hierophant provides the structure, right? And so you get to ask yourself, is it one that allows you to grow and evolve with it? Or is it one that's going to demand that you stay the same and that you not change and that you never change in order to be part of it? Will it cause a strain on your authenticity? So you get to choose. At the end of the day, you get to choose if it's right for you when the Hierophant appears, whether upright and reverse. And you know, all of these things are kind of, I could talk on longer, but so much of it is dependent on like what the other cards, and I haven't really mentioned that so far when I'm talking about how to do a reading. This is just the basic idea of what it means to me, and then so much depends on the surrounding cards and how it applies, what it applies to. So anyway, these are my chocolate chip cookies. I am not providing a finished product, a finished baked good, because honestly, I think it's appropriate for the Hierophant to remind you that everyone knows what chocolate chip cookies look like. That's the thing. They're an institution. They're a thing. If you're watching this in the U.S., you know damn well what chocolate chip cookies look like. And unless I set them on fire, that's exactly how they're going to look, okay? Like, share, and subscribe, and all that good stuff. Let me know in the comments what the Hierophant means to you and how it has applied to you in your life, and if it's helped you or hindered you in certain ways. I'd love to discuss it with you. Talk to you next time. Thank you.